Good morning, children. Hope you all are fine. Today, for our English, we have already learnt the previous class about the poem. We learnt about the poet. How pleasant to know Mr. Lear. I already taught you, and I'll read once again. The poet Edward Lear is discussing about himself, writing about himself. He says that some people think he is bad tempered, ill tempered, and rather strange. But some people think like him and think of him as a pleasant man. And about himself, the poet says that Mr. Lear is a very careful, determined, and practical man. Describing the physical appearance, the poet says Mr. Lear has a large nose, perhaps because of his face is rather ugly. He wears a beard that doesn't look real. In fact, it looks like a wig. Mr. Lear's other physical characteristics are very normal. He has 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 10 fingers. Mr. Lear used to be one of the singer, but now he is one of the dumb. That means the poet probably is referring to Mr. Lear's earlier habit of singing or expressing himself. He has stopped doing that and has now become a silent person. Mr. Lear has several friends. Some of his friends are clergymen, and that is, they are connected to the church. In addition to these, he also has friends who are ordinary people. He owns a cat named Old Foss. Going back to describing the physical appearance of Mr. Lear, the poet mentions that he has a perfectly round body and that he wears a type of hat known as runcible hat upon his head. Mr. Lear is a rather sentimental person who cries a lot. He cries almost anywhere, wherever, sitting by the side of the sea or sitting on the top of the hill. Mr. Lear has very specific likes and dislikes. He always buys pancakes and lotion, and from the mill he buys chocolate shrimps. Among Mr. Lear's talents in his ability to read Spanish. However, he does not speak the language, that is, speak Spanish. And one of Mr. Lear's most disliked edible, that is, what he doesn't like to eat item is ginger beer. Mr. Lear's time on the earth will not last forever. So, the poet says that it is pleasant, it's very pleasure happy to know a fascinating man like Mr. Lear before his stay on the earth comes to an end. So, this is the short, brief content of the poem. The poet talks about himself. That's it. So, answer these questions. Please take your English classwork note. Write today's date. Write lesson 9. Write poem. Write the topic of the poem. How pleasant to know Mr. Lear. And write B. Answer these questions. Number 1. When does Mr. Lear become bad tempered? Answer. People think that Mr. Lear is ill tempered because of his appearance. Number 2. Which two opinions about Mr. Lear have been expressed in this poem? The two opinions expressed about Mr. Lear are that he is queer and comma, please remember to write comma, ill-tempered as well as pleasant. Full stop. Third question, describe Mr. Lear's appearance in your own words. Mr. Lear has a rather hideous appearance. Full stop. He has a huge nose, comma. His beard resembles a wig, and he has ears, comma, fingers, and eyes like an ordinary man. Full stop. Fourth question, why does Mr. Lear weep by the ocean and on top of the hill? Answer, Mr. Lear weeps by the ocean and on the top of the hill because he is lonely. Next question, what do you think the poem is about? Answer, the poem talks about the issue of identity. Full stop. Identity. Full stop. B. Capital W and E. Separate. Don't write W and E together. Write as I have written. We often judge people solely on the basis of their looks, but that might be misleading at times. Full stop. The fact that some people find Mr. Lear pleasant and some don't prove that a person's personality cannot be assessed by their looks. Sixth question, what kind of friends does the poet have? The poet has laymen and clerical as his friends. And from the book exercise, page number 63H, written is in the past tense, was reading past continuous, gave past tense, had been checking, past perfect continuous tense. From the third sentence, recited past tense had been learning past perfect continuous, entered past tense had been writing past perfect continuous, saw past tense and had been made past perfect continuous. Now the book exercise, take your English book. I've underlined. I want you all to take time to read this, okay? In grammar, what we're going to learn is about the past tense has 4 forms. I'm sure you all know the basic is past, present, and future. Past, what is already been done, it's over. And present, what is happening now. Future, what is going to happen the next minute from then, next year, after 10, after 20, or after 100 years. That is future. Now, the past tense alone has got 4 forms. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. So we are going to have some examples on this and you are going to learn in detail. What is simple past? 1. Second, past continuous. Third one, past perfect. Fourth one, past perfect continuous. So the simple past tense indicates an action completed in the past. Example, Mr. Lear's friends visited him on Monday. And also the simple past, a habit in the past. A habit in the past. Mr. Lear wrote volumes of stuff for 10 hours every day. Past continuous, the second one, past continuous tense, indicate, that means it is telling us an action which continued for some time in the past but whose exact limits are not known. Example, the storm was growing stronger. Next, past continuous, a frequently repeated or habitual action in the past. Grandfather was continually misplacing his glasses. Then, a definite future arrangement. A definite future arrangement. Intention about the future in the past. About the future in the past. So, this is coming under the second one, past continuous. Garima said she would not attend the party because she was leaving for Dalhousie. When the simple past tense and the past continuous tense are used together, the past continuous tense indicates a longer ongoing action and the simple past tense indicates a new action. So you take time. If I just read like this and if you just listen, that is not going to help. You have to read it 2-3 times to make it understand. Okay, children. When I saw her, Vishaka was making a cheese sandwich. The past perfect tense indicates an action completed in the past before a certain moment in the past. Next, past perfect tense, an action completed before another action that happened in the past. In such sentences, simple past tense is used in one clause and the past perfect tense is in the other clause. Note, they're asking you to note this. This construction is, that means this kind of statement is used when we want to show which action happened earlier. Which happened earlier. So, two actions are taking place. Which one happened first and which one took place second, like that. Next one, the past continuous is past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous tense. That indicate an action that began before a certain time, the past, and continued up to that time or stopped just before it. That is called past perfect continuous. Okay. So read this 2-3 times and here are the exercise. They are asking you to underline the part of the sentences that describes an action that happened first. So what happened first? Ravi was reading the poem that he had written yesterday. So this is what happened yesterday. Now he is using it. Now he is reading it. What he wrote yesterday, now he is reading it. So they're asking you to underline the part of the sentence that describes an action that happened first. What happened first? Now he is reading. And what he is reading now? He is reading what he wrote yesterday. Okay. Ravi was reading is now happening, present. That is going on reading, present continuous. Okay. Now, and Ravi was reading the poem that he had written yesterday. So please children underline all of this. Next, H. Rewrite the above sentences in your notebook. Circle the verbs in the past tense. Circle in the past tense and underline past perfect continuous, but I have just written which is past and which is continuous. For example, written in the past tense, reading is continuous, perfect continuous. So next, I fill in the blanks with the simple past or past perfect tense of the verbs given within the brackets. We saw. We saw, not see, saw. that Mr. Leo had put on. Had. Put on is already there. What you have to write? Had. H-A-D, had. That is past perfect. Okay? And what is given in the bracket is give. You have to write had given. Had given. Number two, the people laughed after Mr. Leo had read out his poem. Not read out, read out. It's or like R-E-D, read. Okay, in the past. When we read it in what happened in the past, to mention that what how we have to read out, not read out. Number three, the teacher checked the poem we had written. W-R-I-T-T-E-N, written. Number four, Mr. Lear fed, F-A-D, fed his pet cat after he had eaten. Had eaten. So, children, please note all these things and learn properly. Then the fifth one, the birds built, B-U-I-L-T, built, not built, built a nest in Mr. Lear's beard as he had not combed, C-O-M-B-E-D, combed, C-O-M-B-E-D, combed. He had not combed it for weeks. Okay, children. So please write in your book as well as in your classwork note and read the poem once. And we will meet you in the next class. Have a good day, children. Bye.